good morning. It is Friday, July 26th, 27th day on trail. And I did 15 miles yesterday. Look out. I actually did an extra mile because you'll see in the video where I camped, it was awesome. Well, I passed that up. I knew about another place, 0.4 up the mountain. And I got up there. There were only 2 campsites, and the people from Switzerland had the good one. The other one sucked. So I went back down to that little view, and it was an awesome sight. I knew I should have stayed there in the first place. So last night I got in my tent about 9, and I fell asleep immediately. All of a sudden I hear some racket, and I see a light shining. So I figure out it's somebody's night hiking, and I hear them go around the corner and up the hill. So anyway, I get going, and I just passed the campsite I was at. I mean, where I wanted to camp. And I see Pat. He's one of the guys that we were hiking together and got to Stehegan, and we all hiked out together. So there was somebody actually behind me. He kind of had some same struggles as me in that Stehegan part. Stehegan to Stevens Pass. He ran out of food, couldn't do the miles. I don't know if he was in what his, he was kind of in a hurry to get packed and get out of there. I'll find out later, but. So yeah, he ended up staying. He was in Leavenworth too. So we'll probably get to the Summit Inn in Snoqualmie at the same time. He's planning on getting there tomorrow. I may wait till Sunday because I don't want to pay a high rate again. I'm sure Friday, Saturday's higher. But anyway, yesterday, after I did about 10, my ankle started hurting again. Same spot, but it didn't get any worse. And it was all uphill. That mountain climb was tough. So I had to do 5 miles up a mountain. And I babied it and did what I could last night. And it seems about like it was yesterday, so it's not bad today. And I think it's going to be the same kind of terrain. I just finished climbing up this mountain, so that's why I'm huffing. There was still another half mile to go. So anyway, I will let you know what I see. See you, bye. White mountain way back there could be Mount Rainier. Not sure. I have to check it out, but that's a big mountain back there, covered in snow. 2 nights ago, I camped out right at the base of that big pyramid mountain rock. I've been hiking for 3 hours since 8:30 to 11:30, and in the direct sun. Oh my Lord! Now there's been a lot of hikers, and everybody's walking like a zombie today. It's just hot. Being exposed with no shade is tough, and I need some water. I've already drinking 1.5 liters of water for 3 hours. And I'm out. Got quite the views up here though. There's some more coming up. Not too shabby of a view. Well, it's about 1:30. I have been coming down this mountain, the one that I was walking on the ridge all morning, in the sun for the last 2 hours. I still probably have 3 hours to get to the bottom. This has been the worst mountain because they don't have any water hardly. I just checked and there's not water till I get to the bottom. So I've been out of water since 12 o'clock. And on that front side that I hiked yesterday, which I didn't really film any, it was in the woods, it was hardly any, everything was dried up. So this mountain faces east, so it gets a lot of sunshine. East and then west on the backside. So it's still, all the water sources are dried up. And I'm sure our water at the bottom. It said creek. It's gonna come from that big boy, all that snow up there. But man, it's just this heat is tough. Everybody. There were like, I don't know, 10 hikers up there in that ridge today. And they were everybody was going like zombies. It was hot. Just staying exposed. I had to put my sun shirt back on. It's actually, this shirt, even though it's long sleeves, is actually cooler than my short sleeve shirt. I may just start wearing it all the time. And when a breeze hits you, it's cooler. Because it was hot and is hot. So anyway, that's my update. I've been walking in this ridge down. You'll walk in the woods about half a mile, then you're back out in the sun half a mile, back in the woods. Whew. Ready for some water. All right, peace out. How am I looking? How's that beard coming in? Not bad, not bad for a 49-year-old. Peace out. Well, it's about 3:45. Just got finished doing my feet elevation, 30 minutes. Got down to the bottom of this hellacious mountain today. Pretty much I've been on one mountain all day, and it's been since 8:30 this morning. Hiked 2 miles up the rest of the way this morning, or a mile and a half. Then ridge walked that mountain and another mountain and another mountain for miles in direct sunlight, and then finally it took us down to the bottom. And man, I was dying for water. I finally found some. As soon as you got in the last mountain, all of a sudden every 20 yards there's water on the trail. And I came to one that was flowing directly off the top of the mountain. And I just filled my liter jug up and just drank every bit of it. Then I filled it up again and drank half of that. Some little girl came by, and she's doing the PCT, I think. She came flying by, dipped her water in a little waterfall, filled it up, and just kept on going. She must be from California. So, checking gut hooks, kind of in a rock and a hard place. So I've done 10 and a half, and there's campgrounds just right up here, but I don't want to stop yet. And then there's no other campsites for another 6 miles. I think we have to climb a mountain. So, and I saw there was lots of water on it. Typically, if there's water, somebody's made a campsite near it. So I'm gonna just take a chance and hike as far as I can, another 3-4 miles, and hopefully I can find a campsite. And I guess that's about it. Hadn't really videotaped a lot because that was just sheer misery in that sun. Feel better now. Cooled down for 30 minutes and got my feet up. Yeah, I'm gonna start doing that every day. 3 hours, about 11:30, 3:30 or 3 o'clock. It makes a big difference on my feet, on my ankle rather. And I've had no ankle pain today. Imagine that. Oh. So if I do 14-15, today, which I don't know. I'm pretty tired. That sun wore me out. Snoqualmie's only 15 miles away. And I could make it tomorrow. And I am going to take a day off. So basically you get there, check in, and then take a second night. So that'll be your day off. Because if I got up and started hiking, that's not a day off. It's called a near row. If you get into a hotel, just spend the night and then get up and get back on the trail. Call that a near row. If you take the whole day off, it's 0. So there you go. There's your... Oh, shit! Watch where you're walking. Stepped on a root. All right, well, I'm going to get hiking, see what's going on. I know anytime I'm on a little flat section, that means I'm going to be climbing here in a minute. It's kind of tough at the end of the day when you're already tired. But I need to make some miles. All right, see you, bye. Well, I just ran into a northbound hiker, flipper, that wearing a kilt. That's the thing now. All these guys wearing kilts. Hell, he had a plaid that looked like it was wool or flannel. It's got to be hot. Anyway, he was telling me my next water crossing, the bridge is out. But he said if you go to the left a little bit, you can get across on rock hopping. So I don't have to wade through a creek at the end of the day. And I told him about the long stretch because he was going on top of the mountain where I was yesterday, and told him there was no water. Better fill up. Of course, he won't have to deal with that sun now. It'll be on the other side of the mountain. He'll be in the shade. That's how it goes. Yeah, I'm so pleased with the old ankle though. I wrapped it extra today. And I've had it all. I've had some rough terrain, rocky terrain, ups, downs. Hasn't hurt one time. Now my feet are barking, but that's normal. We had to walk on probably when you're on those ridges, they're usually lined with pretty big rocks, you know, so they don't wash away. And after miles and miles of that, it gets to your feet. So they are barking, and elevating them helps that too for a little bit. So I am back in the forest. Actually, this is a pretty forest. One on the other side was kind of weedy. Oh, when that dude came walking up though, his trekking poles were hitting the sides of the brush. I swore, and it was around a curve, and I didn't see him. I swore it was a bear coming. Because that's kind of what they sound like when they're going through the brush, because bear are not quiet. And then, I mean, as soon as it's like he pops out 5 yards in front of me. I said, holy shit, you scared the piss out of me. He laughed. I said, I thought you were my first bear. Bear wearing a kilt. Red plaid kilt. Yeah, I don't think I'm into the kilt. Unless they made one out of dry fit. Not wearing any damn wool, I'll tell you that. All right, well, I am starting to climb. So, say bye. No bridge. Yeah, I guess that's where he's talking about crossing right there. I can handle that. Well, the dude back there in the kilt told me there was all kinds of water. Hell, I hadn't seen any. It was awful tempting not to stay back there where that bridge was out. There was 4 campsites right there on that water. I could have gotten in there and just had a whirlpool sauna in cold water. Would have felt awesome. If it was a little later in the day, I would have, but it was only 4 o'clock when I got there. Back in the big old trees. There's got to be a bear down there somewhere. I'm gonna find one tonight. Cook up some bear ribs. Oh, speaking of food, I've mentioned this several times. My God, the hiker hunger is just horrible. I wake up every night, 12:30, 1:30, just starving. And it's hard to get back to sleep because I'm so hungry. This morning, I had 3 bags of oatmeal with another bag full of that cereal that I got from the hotel, and a bar, and 4 spoonfuls of Nutella. Hell, that's 800 calories right there. And then I hit the trail at 8:30, and 9:30 I was eating the bar already. So yeah, I can eat anything right now. Last night, I don't know if I mentioned, so I had my typical bulgar, and I added a foot-long beef stick and cheese, a whole bag, a small bag, like a small bag of Jack Link's jerky, cut it up, put it in there, and still was hungry when I got done. All right, I gotta get moving. I'm going slow. Going through an old burn section. This is old though. Right where all these trees are across the trail. Yeah, there's one that's scorched up. And then on the other side, we got a little mountains. So yeah, for the last 3 days, I've run into a lot of trail maintenance. They've actually cleaned this trail up. So you can see here, they've been cutting this wild ferns back. They're on it. You know, got to make sure these horses can get through. Give you an idea, this is kind of where I get my water. That's coming straight out of the ground. Of course, it's some snow melt way up there, but it's traveling through the ground. And I do not filter that. Pretty much, I hadn't filtered water in 2 weeks. It's a pain in the ass to filter. Now, if I'm down low and got to get it from a bottom stream or pond or lake, I'll filter it. But pretty much when I'm in the mountains, I quit filtering. Notice a lot of hikers have too. I mean, if you stop, take your backpack off, gather the water, filter it in your bottles. Hell, it takes 20, 30 minutes. Well, it's 7 o'clock and I'm still climbing this mountain. I got to this beautiful tent site that I wanted. One man, right by cascading waterfalls. I got there and there's a guy setting his tent up. Frickin' flipper, coming north from wherever. Got there before me. Oh, I'm exhausted. Not sure how many miles I've done. Been hiking since 8 o'clock. But I'm almost to the top. Usually at the top, even though they're not on gut hooks, there's usually a couple flat spots where people camp. Problem is I don't have any water. I mean, I have water, but I only have 1.5 liters. Takes a ½ liter to cook dinner. I'll drink a ½ liter or more. And then it leaves just a little bit to brush my teeth and whatever else I need to do, clean up. We'll make it do. Have to. Oh. I did not want to have to climb this whole mountain today, but I'm gonna be so sore tomorrow. But anyway, oh, come on, have a tent site. All right, sit down.